Welcome to Panels and Borders. I'm Dominic. So I want to talk about this Terminator movie that's coming out. I did a few videos on it in the past, but especially this interview, they got some statements from Linda Hamilton, and she kind of threw some shade at the past Terminator sequels, which I can't falter for that because I agree they weren't very good. So I'm going to go through what they asked her and give you my thoughts on it. And then also I'm going to talk about the new images that were revealed for the Terminator movie. So Terminator Dark Fate's Linda Hamilton says some of the sequels were forgettable, unfocused, and had too many characters. Won't comment if she signed on for more installments. So I'm just going to get right down to what they actually asked her. Okay, so she was asked by Variety, how important was it to sort of forget about the Terminators that came after the second Terminator to do this Terminator? Hamilton said, well, they're forgettable, aren't they? Sorry, I said it. Variety, did you watch them? Hamilton, most of them I did. I didn't see the last one, and I wanted them to be good. When you start something, you're invested in the franchise, but somehow the characters that you care about weren't there. Too many people, too many story points, and the focus was just a few people you're rooting for. So I think we've done a good job narrowing down the focus again, so it will echo the first two films. So, yes, like I agree with her, those past Terminator sequels weren't very good, but is this one going to be any good? Is this one going to be any... This seems like just retreading, just pounding a dead horse for them to make another Terminator sequel. And then on top of that, to just, okay, well, we won't count the other ones. That always kind of that always annoys me when they do that. Let's just not count like the part 2, 3, 4 of this franchise. Let's just pretend they ever happened and retcon them right out of existence. And now this is going to be part 1 of a trilogy. But remember, Terminator Salvation was going to be part 1 of a trilogy, and then Terminator Genesis was supposed to be part 1 of a trilogy. And, you know, like Terminator 3, I seen that. It was okay. I wasn't very impressed by it. Terminator Salvation was, you know, it was all right, but still it was like paled in comparison to past Terminator movies. And then Terminator Genesis was just a complete mess, and it was just terrible. So, even though she's throwing shade at that, like, I don't think their Terminator movie is going to be a hell of a whole lot better. It'll probably be better than Terminator Genesis, but I don't really have a lot of faith that this, even though James Cameron's got his name attached and Tim Miller's directing it, it'll probably be a pretty solid action movie. But as far as like story goes, I don't know. Because right out the gate, it's flawed right out the gate. You're doing the same thing again. You're doing the time travel thing again. So Terminator's coming back in time to wipe out the Connors again, I'm assuming, or some other new person that's going to be the savior of humanity. So, like, they already did that. They did it in part 1, part 2, part 3. They didn't do it in Salvation, but then in Genesis, then that was just a complete time travel mess. So they're going to do it again, another time travel story. That's the whole point. That's the whole problem with this whole franchise, is the first movie is the last one. The first movie, if you think about it, is not really set up for a sequel. It's a perfectly self-contained story. You know, Kyle Reese said it. You know, they said it right in the opening crawl. The final battle for humanity wouldn't take place in the future. It would be here in the present tonight on Earth. And Kyle Reese said, it was just me and him. No one goes through, no one else goes through, no one else comes home. And then now they kind of had to fudge that to make Terminator 2. And then it just gets even more convoluted, even more messy down the road. So every time I think you try to do it, it just gets worse. And at this point in time in 2019, shouldn't the future apocalyptic war have already happened? Like, so like it just gets I think more, they just make it more convoluted. And so now here's some look at the characters in it. So Paramount released some images. Let's go. So here's Linda Hamilton. I mean, she looks good. She looks tough and stuff in the role. You know, and then here, this guy is supposedly the new Terminator. This guy that played Ghost Rider from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's supposed to be some kind of new Terminator. I wonder what kind. Is it going to be like a T-800 style model, or they're going to throw in another liquid metal guy? And then this is Mackenzie Davis, and she got all those scars, so people were thinking she might be an augmented human or something. And then this guy here, I have no idea what his character is. Now here's an image of Arnold. He plays again a T-800, and so that's the other thing. This is like stupid. Like, how many times is he gonna play? Like, he's too old to play this part, and it like trying to then you got to make up a subplot to explain why he looks old. Why does the Terminator look old? Well, because I went back in time and I hung out on Earth for all these years. Are they gonna pull that one again, or I'm just a different model, but they just aged him up to make him? I don't know. See, the whole thing is just it's ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous at this point. Like, it just, to me, it doesn't work. It would have been better. I like the idea better that he wasn't playing a Terminator and he was going to play the human guy that the T-800s were based on. But even that idea kind of, I don't know. It just seems like. And then here's Natalie Rees. You know, so they don't really show a whole lot, but I mean, just some captions. So I don't know what this movie's going to be like. I have no faith in this new Terminator. Like, even though James Cameron is attached to it, like, I don't think there's anything more. I don't think there's any more blood or that you can wring out of this franchise. I think it's dead. It's a dead horse. Like, there's nowhere to go. The only place they could have went, and they've already blew their load on that, is do the future war. They did it in Salvation. That's the one where I kind of liked the direction they went, because it kind of did involve time travel, because you had the guy that was put under in the present and he woke up in the future. That's sort of like time travel. But I mean, the execution and the story, everything sucked, so they completely blew it with that chance they had to do the future war. The only place they could have went, and instead of doing another time travel story with part 3, is just show the future war. Just have it and show the future that we saw in the first Terminator movie, when Kyle Reese has all those flashbacks, and they showed that same future in Terminator 2, this really dark, you know, cold-looking, gritty, nightmarish future where it's just everyone's suffering and crying and there's death everywhere. And have it like that and make it like a gritty, you know, hardcore war movie. You know, and with the guys having to take out Skynet's defense grid, and in the end of the movie, Kyle Reese and the Terminator go back in time. And then that's it. End it there. Don't make no more Terminator movies. I mean, that's the only other place you can go. That's really the only story they haven't really told. They kind of told it in Genesis, but of course, again, they completely ruined it. So, and like the series has gotten way too convoluted with all the time travel and stuff like that. And I think it'll probably be, I mean, Tim Miller's attached, so it'll probably be a solid action movie. But at this point, I don't know how they're going to write themselves out of all the corners the series has gotten itself into. Maybe I might be surprised, but who knows. But that's everything I got to say in this video. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and I will see you at the next one. Thank you to all of my subscribers, and thank you for watching this video. And if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification when new videos are uploaded.